learning objectives. So first concept is production function. Okay, so including supply, demand, whatever discussed in economics, it is treated as function. So basically, it is a mathematical idea. So production function, you have f of, you have two inputs. One is labor and the other one is capital. Because C, okay, C is used for consumption, so generally use K. And this is equal to output, okay? So far so good. But in economics, we also talk about, suppose we have utility, right? So consumer consume X and Y, right? And then we talk about the marginal utility of X, okay? So what is marginal utility of X? It is partial U, partial X, and then you get MUX. And you have partial U, partial Y, and then you get MUY. Why is it important? Because we are talking about an optimal decision. So what is the best for us? And then you talk about additional, okay? So if I contribute one additional amount of labor, and of course you're going to get additional output out of it. So this is MPL, okay? Again, suppose you put additional amount of capital. So then you get additional amount of output due to the changes in capital. So that's how it works. So basically, why we worry about all this? Because, okay, so let's say this is a function, right? Okay, let us say this is a function. And because we want to maximize it, okay, as we say, for consumer, you're going to maximize utility, right? And for producer, you're going to maximize profit. And if you're going to maximize profit, certainly you want to get the optimal of it, okay? But the point is, if you want to get maximum, okay? If you want to get maximum, first order condition, okay? F prime, it is the first order condition, has to be equal to 0. What does that mean? And what is this? What is, so this is the first order condition. And why is that, okay? First, let us look at a function, okay? Suppose this is any function, fx, okay? Any function fx. If you want a maximum out of it, okay? And then, what is this? What is the first degree of differentiation? So, Huang Yufeng, what is first degree differentiation? F prime. F is the function, right? What is F prime? Wang Weixin, F prime. What is F prime? Exactly. So what is that? Exactly. Slope, right? This is slope. Okay, very good. Excellent. So this is slope. Slope means the changes rate, okay? How it changes, okay? And so here, this is the slope, right? So this is fx. This curve, okay? This curve is fx. And what is f prime? F prime is the slope. So it's moving up here, right? And then down here again, and then up here. So fx, right? But the slope is f prime, okay? So when, well, this function gets maximum or minimum here, right? Here you get maximum, here you get minimum, okay? in mathematics, it talk about global maximum, global minimum, local maximum, local minimum. We forget about all that. Okay, we just talk about this. Okay, so here, when f prime is equal to 0, right? What you get? You get two solutions, but only this one give you maximum, right? If you get this one, it is not maximum, it's minimum. So this is not what you want, depending on the situation, right? And so, if you want to get a maximum, you have to make sure that f prime is going down. Okay, f prime is going down, right? And if it is a minimum, it means f prime is going up. So f prime is equal to 0. That's first order condition, okay, or first degree condition. And then you have f double prime has to be equal, less than 0, okay? To make sure that you get a maximum, right? This has to go down. And if this is greater than 0, f double prime greater than 0, it means it's going up, okay? So, if you maximize profit, it has to be revenue, okay, minus cost, okay? And so you have, so dq d pi is equal to dq dr, and then dq dc, and this is what we call marginal revenue minus marginal cost equal to 0. So this is the first order condition to get a maximum profit, okay? So what I'm talking about here is why we discuss production function, because here there is everything we need, okay? And for a producer, okay? Questions? Okay? So, here you only have the information about output productivity. So here is MPL, here is MPK, right? But you need to have price. So, the price information is here. So MPL divided by W. What is W? The price of labor, okay? W, the price of labor. And MPK divided by R. What is R? R is the price of capital. So what does this mean? This means for the producer to maximize profit, each dollar spent on labor will get the same amount of output as each dollar spent on capital. Okay, let me repeat this again. So this is the equilibrium condition, okay? So what we will get is something like this, okay? Each dollar for the producer, each dollar spent on labor will be equal to each dollar spent on capital. So this is the best answer for the producer. The same thing for consumer, okay? But because consumers are talking about utility, okay, MUX divided by PX is equal to MUY divided by PY is equal to MU dollars line. So each dollar, the marginal utility you get each dollar will be the same here. Because here, each dollar spent on X, the marginal utility you get spent on X must be equal to each dollar you spend on Y. Okay? The marginal utility of each dollar spent on Y. And so that's what you're going to do. And why is this important? Okay? So let us start from here. Okay? MR is equal to MC, right? Okay? We need more space. So let me erase this. Okay, as we say, for a producer to maximize profit, MR must equal to MC. And now we are talking about labor, okay? So what is the cost, okay? What is the cost to producer? Because I hire labor, right? The price I pay is W. So here is the wage rate, okay? Labor cost is W, okay? This MC is equal to W. Questions? Okay, so what is the marginal revenue? I hire a worker, he produces goods for me, right? And I'm talking about marginal product. So for each hour or each day, depending on the unit you hire it. So then this is the output it's gonna offer you, okay? And this output gonna be sold in the market, okay, for a price, okay? So sometimes this is called MRP, called marginal revenue product, marginal revenue product. But oftentimes we just call it marginal revenue. That's easier, okay? And this is for labor. You can do the same for capital, okay? So basically that's the same thing. So we mentioned a few minutes ago, America has a great issue of the port labor, right? The seaport labor. What do they demand? They demand higher wage rate, okay? In addition to that, what are the contentions there? Chen Jiekai. What other issue are they talking about? In addition to increasing salaries, they need higher pay, right? Higher, and this time they got 60%. It's very high, right? 60% raise in wage rate. What else are they arguing about? No idea. Jiekai, do you know it? What else are they arguing about? They readily, I mean, the seaport managers, I think they agree right away. I'm kind of surprised. You know, 62% is not a small number, right? 60% is high. What are the other issues? Lin Shengkai. Liu Jiajie, do you know the other issue they are talking about? No. Automation. So why automation so important? Liu Jiajie, would you like to try? Automation. Because they talk about West Coast. Okay, West Coast, Long Beach, Los Angeles, up north, Seattle, they are all great seaports. And if they have automation, what happens? Liu Jiajie. Automation? What will happen if you are a labor and there's automation? What's going to happen? Wang Peizhen, sounds like you're looking at me. So, if there's automation, what happened? Chen Yijun, automation? Exactly. So, if with automation, what will happen? Exactly. They don't need this many labor, right? They don't need this many workers. They can fire them. So, if you have bought Yangming, Wanhai, or Changrong, okay, wait for your turn. Maybe, I think the deadline is January 25th, okay, January 25th. What does that mean? That means at that point, if the issue on automation is not resolved, there will be one more strike. And so, I have no idea. Okay, so basically, we assume market run efficiently. So this is the way it is, okay? But sometimes the market does not run this efficiently. Okay, let's look at a picture here. Okay, so this is sometimes the point of, so here is the amount of labor, okay, and this is the wage rate. And supposedly if the market runs smoothly, this is supply of labor, and this is demand for labor, okay? And so, what you get? You get equilibrium labor, amount of labor, and equilibrium wage rate, okay? Questions? This is supposedly the market runs efficiently, but sometimes there's intervention. There are two types of information. One is by government. Government. So what does government do? Sometimes there is, we call minimum wage rate. Okay, minimum wage rate. Sorry. And then there's union. And from this whole labor dispute, you know that what would the labor do? Labor union do? The labor union just raise the price, okay? Raise the wage rate. So supposedly the market runs efficiently, okay? But then, whether it's by union or it's by government, so let us say this is WU, okay? This is the wage rate imposed by the labor union. So what you get? You get the price is higher, right? The price is higher. And the market is inefficient because this amount of labor is out of job. So you are not, if you are not union workers, you're gonna suffer, okay? Okay, and let us look at down here, what you get. Suppose here is labor, and here it is output, F of labor, okay? So let me simplify a little bit here. So originally we say the production function is the amount of, is a function of labor and capital, right? But oftentimes in a society, the amount of capital is fixed. So we can simplify the production function into FL, okay? So basically, it is something like this, FL, okay? Questions? So this is the labor market, and this is the production function. So what you get here is, okay? So supposedly, your output, so let me put it as Y1, okay? Y1 here, and here is Y2, okay? Supposedly, sorry, and there is here Y3, okay? Sorry, it is not quite, hold on. We forget about this part, okay? There's no this part here, okay? So it's down here. So here is Y1 and here's Y2, okay? Let me put this again. So, 感觉洗把脸. Okay, so here is L star, right? Okay, and here, oh sorry, oh yeah. And then here is Y1 and here that's, we have not given it a name, so there's L1, sorry, LA, okay, LB, okay. So look at this. John Maynard Keynes has a point. His arguments could be right, okay? If this union insists on a higher price for their labor, so the labor wage rate is higher than the market equilibrium. If this is the case, what happened? Okay? Originally, the production level could be at Y1 if the market runs smoothly. Okay? If the market runs smoothly, the output could be at Y1. But unfortunately, if the labor union raised the wage rate so much that it causes unemployment, okay? And the production level goes down and the employment level goes down, okay? And the other possibility, as I say, is government minimum wage, okay? So if the government raises minimum wage above the equilibrium, that will be the same thing, okay? So generally, this is the argument by John Maynard Keynes. But some people say, what you see is nominal wage, okay? Nominal wage. What you see is nominal wage, okay? Not real wage. What is the difference, okay? So here it is the nominal wage. What is real wage? Real wage is equal to the amount of goods that you can buy. So real wage is equal to MP, okay? MP is marginal product, is goods, amount of goods. So this is real wage rate, okay, divided by P, okay, means that you consider this is the amount of money you have, right? Money wage rate. And then condition on the price. So this is the real wage. So even though nominal wage, okay, it could be fixed and high, but real wage may change. So that's another one against John Maynard Keynes. He said there's price rigidity, particularly for wage rate, because either of the union or the government's minimum wage rate. But as a matter of fact, wage rate, even though nominal wage rate may not change, but real wage rate may change, okay? So for example, say later this year, the oil price goes down, right? If the oil price goes down, what does that mean? With the same amount of money, you can buy more oil, right? You can buy more gas. So what does that mean? It means you are richer, okay? You got more income, even though your money wage doesn't change. But as a matter of fact, the purchasing power, okay, the purchasing power of your money going up, okay? Questions? Okay, let's talk about the books. Okay, so first here you have production function, and it will affect demand for labor. Okay, so as a matter of fact, this part is the demand for labor. If your productivity goes up, okay, your productivity goes up, of course you are willing to hire more worker and give them higher wage. Okay. And then there are several factors affect supply of labor. This part is more about microeconomics, so we will go through a little bit faster. And then here again, the labor market equilibrium, because we just want to have a general picture of labor market. We don't want to get into too much detail here. And unemployment, okay, unemployment, there are some several issues here, so we will talk about it. And then here, okay, there is in the midterm, okay, there will be one question about here, A-YDY-NKUST law. Okay, in the midterm, let me emphasize again, in the midterm there will be one question on A-YDY-NKUST law. Okay. Okay, so here you have capital, labor, but you know this book use N, okay, as the notation for labor, but you know it's basically the same thing here. Okay, let's move on. So here you have Y, okay, usually in macroeconomics we use Y, but in microeconomics we may use Q, okay, it's all the same. I just use F, right, and he said F, that's just there's actually nothing different, okay? Whatever notation you want to use, F is more general, okay? And so he talked about a very specific form of production function. It's called Cobb-Douglas. Okay, Cobb-Douglas. You know, the original notation here is, so let me put it here. In the original notation, you will be, say, F LK is equal to LC plus KD. And in this case, so this is Cobb and Douglas, okay? And C plus D is equal to 1. What does this mean? It means, you know, it is constant returns to scale. Okay, constant returns to scale. Okay, let me put it this way. It's easier in Mandarin. 规模报酬不变. Okay, 规模报酬不变. There's a specific meaning for this kind of production function, but you know, that does just treat it as a production function. That's it. Okay, and let us look at the following. Okay, this is the production function of the United States. You know, we just have a rough idea that will be fine. Okay. Productivity growth. Remember, in the first chapter we talked about economic growth. Okay, and here it is a different kind of growth. It's not the economic growth, GDP growth. It is the productivity growth. Okay, there are two factors. Okay, one is labor. Okay, and one is K. Okay, so generally, if there are more people, you have more labor, then there will be economic growth. You have more capital, more investment, there will be more economic growth. So that is the reason we say China is in trouble, right? Why China is in trouble? Because the population is going down, right? Population is going down. And then because there are also people aging, means people are getting old very quickly. So what happened? You need to have some young people taking care of the old ones, right? So the productivity will go down as well. So, you know, if you generally look at population, look at investment, you will see a country is growing or slowing. In Taiwan, unfortunately, our population is also going down, right? But our investment is going up. So for this part to compensate the loss in labor, that will be one idea there. Okay, let us move on. And here talk about diminishing marginal utility. Marginal product. So as we say here, right? F prime has to be positive, but then F double prime must be negative. What does that mean? That means the marginal product is positive. Okay, marginal product is positive because you have to pay for labor, right? So what they produce has to be positive. But then they are at a decreasing rate. Okay, they are at a decreasing rate. So what does that mean? That means you will get a maximum. Okay. Okay, let's take a break.